This is a mace missile designed to carry a nuclear warhead. During the Cold War, the United States secretly installed nuclear weapons at this launch pad in Okinawa. Most of them were aimed at China. The grandfather of arguably the most liberal president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was a drug runner.
Yes, sir. Franklin Delano Roosevelt never made much money in his life. He had public service jobs that were very lowly paid, but he had yachts, he had summer homes, he had mansions in New York City. The kids went to private schools. He inherited a fortune from Warren Delano, his father, who was the American opium king of China.
What is not news is that China itself is under threat. These American bases form a giant noose, encircling China with missiles, bombers, warships, all the way from Australia through the Pacific to Asia and beyond.
Crossroads, scene 24, take 2.
In this propaganda film, the Bikini Islanders are being deceived. Unknown to them, plans were already underway to destroy their paradise forever.
Will you ask King Judah that the United States government now wants to attempt to turn this great destructive force into something good for mankind, and that these experiments here at Bikini are the first step in that direction?
A nightmare began. The islands were turned into a laboratory for the testing of nuclear weapons and the people into guinea pigs.
I bring greetings from the Marshall Islands and throughout Micronesia. We have hundreds of women who have miscarriages. We have leukemia cancers. We have thyroid cancers. We have stillbirth babies. We have nowadays, I just gone back from home, and I have talked to many women and men in the population, is that we have babies we call jellyfish babies. A baby is born on a labor table, and it moves up and down like this. It's a colorful, ugly thing. It does not shape like a human being. It moves up and down like this on a labor table because that thing is breathing. That is a baby.
The Japanese island of Okinawa is occupied by 32 military installations. From here, the United States has attacked Korea, Vietnam, Cambodia, Afghanistan, Iraq. The sky is full of planes and helicopters. Wherever people go, they are fenced in and told to keep out. Okinawa is the front line of a beckoning war with China. Wherever the military is based in Asia, there is a relationship with local people, especially women, that often breeds resentment. A semi-tropical sanctuary of unusual beauty, Jeju Island is a World Heritage Site. The government of South Korea declared it an island of world peace. But on this island of peace has been built one of the most provocative military bases in the world, less than 400 miles from Shanghai. Like Okinawa and the Marshall Islands, this is America's front line in its so-called pivot to Asia. Here in once unspoiled Ganjong village, the South Korean Navy has built a base for American aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, and destroyers equipped with the Aegis ballistic missile aimed at China's defenses. China's lifelines to the world in oil, trade, resources depend on shipping that comes through choke points like this.
The U.S. pivot into the Asia-Pacific is really intended to create the ability to put a loaded gun to the head of China and say, you know, you will do as we say, otherwise we will be able to restrict, we will be able to shut down, choke off your importation of oil and other resources.
For 9 years, every day, often twice a day, these Catholic priests have staged a mass that blocks the gates of the new military base on Jeju Island.
Sometimes we just wait typhoon, typhoon strike.
Do you sing then? Do you have a mass when the typhoon strikes?
Oh yes, during this, no exception.
What will happen if this base becomes operational?
They have destroyed the environment, destroyed the life of villagers. No, we should be witness of that oppression and violence, you know.
Why do they do it?
Well, they'd like to rule the Pacific area, whole area, right? They'd like to make China isolated in this globe.
Yeah.
You know? It means U.S. government want to be emperor of this world.
This is the center of an empire that never speaks its name, whose power is represented in this extraordinary world map of American military bases. 4,000 bases in the United States, almost 1,000 bases spread across every continent.
The archipelago of empire, the bases that we have around the world, hidden in plain sight, are the real territory of our empire. But at the same time, we maintain independent governments in Japan or South Korea or Germany. They don't have autonomy when it comes to foreign policy. So it's a very sophisticated and effective system whereby we pat ourselves on the back for helping to midwife democracy in Japan and Germany and South Korea and various other places, while keeping the lid on in that we don't know what these countries would do if they were fully independent. And the beauty of this system is that most people pay no attention to it at all. They think it's just a natural occurrence to have 50,000 American troops in Japan.
Today, I state clearly and with conviction America's commitment to seek the peace and security of a world without nuclear weapons.
Under Obama, nuclear warhead spending has risen higher than under any president since the end of the Cold War.
It's all a magician's show, because at the same time that Obama is talking about that, not only is he spending $1 trillion to modernize U.S. nuclear forces, but he's deploying these missile defense systems to encircle Russia and China, which makes it impossible to get rid of nuclear weapons in that climate.